You are listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast.
What is going down? What the fuck is going down? It is your boy, Studio McGyver, and you are listening to Studio McGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. Welcome to the show. If you're new to the channel, well, not channel. If you're new to the show, I also have a YouTube channel. But if you're new to the show, I want to welcome you to the show. If you're into anime, if you're into video games, if you're into nerd culture, you've come to the right place. We talk about all of that shit here. Today's show, guys, is going to be a mixed bag. We have some Xbox Live news. Yes, May 7th, they had a show, if you will, demonstrating some gameplay. We're going to talk a little bit about that. I found a couple of games that I'm really looking forward to in that stack. Also, EA, up to their old tricks, pulling out the butter once again. We're definitely going to address that. What is it? What are they doing? Can't wait to get into that. And also, when we're talking about anime here, man, this is a oldie but goodie. Inuyasha is getting a fucking sequel. Going to talk a little bit about that. An anime watch. What have I seen this past week? There's a couple anime that I want to, graze over. There's one that I just almost finished. About 2-3 episodes away from that. And then there's another one I just started, which I'm really, really interested in. I can't wait to talk about that one as well. And then there's also a DVD coming out very soon from a movie that a lot of people have been talking about. I hadn't had a chance to go see this one, but that DVD or Blu-ray looks very, very tasty. And I think I'm going to go ahead and push play on that. Going to also address that. And then a beloved anime series starting from a manga, turning into an anime, and then apparently we're going to make it a movie. Yes, what is going on with the fucking live action adaptions of fucking anime going on here, man? Is something in the water? I'm going to definitely talk about that. So without further ado, shall I say, let's begin. Let's start the fucking show. All right, guys, I hope everybody is staying safe. Once again, staying inside, just playing it safe, man. There's a lot of things going on with this coronavirus shit, and it's just a continuation of, what we've talked about before. Still finding out new things and all of that. But, me personally, I choose to still keep it in the house and keep busy in the house, man. And I hope that you guys are doing the same. And if you do have to go out and get out here, and, I hope you're just staying safe about it. I have actually had to make some trips to a couple places. And, I guess I'll address that. Two of my favorite places, to be honest with you, one being GameStop and the other one being Movie Trading Company. How they're practicing what these guys are doing right now. And, I can't really complain. Movie Trading Company right now, they have a mandatory mask upon entry type of thing they got going on. And, a lot of businesses are doing that. One thing I don't necessarily agree on is the fact that a lot of these companies are letting people now dine in, and not at full capacity, but, limited capacity. I just feel that that's still a little too early, but that's just my opinion. I'll leave it at that. But movie trading companies doing that. GameStop is a 5-person limit. So basically anybody over 5 has to wait outside until somebody leaves the store, which is pretty cool. They also moved a lot of shit around, or they took a lot of things from the store and kind of, I guess, placed them back in the warehouse or whatever to kind of create more of space for customers who do come in. And I was asking a manager about a midnight release and how are they going to do that. They said, upon further, until they get new information, they're going to just not do those because, usually those create lines and cluster and all of that. And, I understand them not doing that, and that makes perfect sense. And they're also not taking trade-ins right now until further notice. That's another thing. I'm only assuming that this is because the way that, this coronavirus shut everything down, they've lost probably millions of dollars, man, in these last couple of months. And to buy games, to spend more money to buy games with hopes of selling them is probably not on the top of their fucking list. So I guess until upper management, to the suits and the ties, give everything the green light to start trading in, then they'll do that. So right now they're just a game store who sells currently used games that they have in their possession and or, new stuff, which is cool. Now, I want to share with you guys something I did at GameStop recently, and that is pre-ordered The Last of Us 2. You know what I mean? I talked a lot about The Last of Us 2 and the controversy that was going on around the game last episode. And, I just wanted to keep it real with you guys. I went ahead and pre-ordered the game. I'm going to play the game. I'm going to experience the game, and I'm going to draw, my own honest conclusion of, what takes place in this game. I want to give it a chance to, marinate in my mind. I want to play it out. And I'm kind of trying to go in here, even though I know, spoiler free, even though I know a lot of the plot, the plot pieces to the story, I'm still going to try and still get the experience, man. This is still an experience I want to try, I want to do, and I don't want to rob myself of that because, like I said before, this game is coming from Naughty Dog, I'm sorry. And these are one of the companies who, you can't deny that they make a pretty good fucking game, regardless of, some of the characters that a lot of people, disagree with and how they do it, some of these characters. And, man, it's a mixed bag. It's not as simple as just a black and white thing. It's shades of gray in there, man, all over this thing. And the production value on the game, I mean, that you can't deny the production value on the game, how good the game looks, the mechanics of the game, everything we've seen so far that got everybody excited before all this other shit came out. You can't deny that part of it. I mean, can you? A lot of people had these pre-orders. They claim they canceled it. Well, something made them pre-order that game. They did it off the strength of the first game. And they also did it off the strength of the production. That's what made the game so good. Not just the story, but the production and everything that went into this game. So I have to take it upon myself and play this myself and get the experience myself, man. You know what I mean? And you guys may be right. A lot of you guys may be right in saying that, this is, a dumpster fire. This is this is that because of the writing and the extra wokeness of all of things that's going on in this game. Could be very true, but I have to make that decision myself and play it. And that is why I chose to buy it. And I think the game is still going to sell very well. I think a lot of people out there may feel jaded about the stuff that came out and came to the light, but at the same time, they still want that experience. They still want to experience it themselves and draw their own conclusion. And then if it's a shitty game to you, you can say it's a shitty game. Or if you didn't like the story, so on and so forth. I just truly believe that there's more to it. And, I'm going to go ahead and do it, man. I mean, I think it is definitely worth the $60 to take that plunge. I think we've all played games in the past where we wish we could have gotten our money back, whether it was because of production, whether it was story or, a little mixture of both. And that's where I stand on the game, guys. I will definitely be updating you guys on this podcast and probably even YouTube on how this game is going when the game comes out. And when I finish the game, I will definitely revisit all of this shit and give my honest thoughts of the fucking game. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are going to rob themselves, whether from a bad experience or a great experience or something in between, There's a lot of games that got a lot of hype for whatever reason, and they just, it didn't materialize. You know what I mean? Kojima's last title, that game right there was definitely controversial. Okay. And, some people love it. Some people hated it. It's just really, it depends on the player. It's all about the player. And like, man, everything is so Everything we consume it depends on the person. It's all subjective, man. It really is when you think about all of it. I've seen anime that I fucking adore, and I've also, the same ones that I love are a lot of the same ones that people are shitting on. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. So you just have to be your own judge when it comes to a lot of this stuff, man, and don't necessarily let social media, let them dictate what you actually consume. Now you can let them guide you a little bit, give you a little bit of an idea. But, if there's something that in your heart you feel like, yo, I want to watch this or I want to play this, then you should play it or you should watch it if that's how you feel, and not listen to, everybody else out there. Draw your own conclusions. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people who have shit out here that they adore and they love, and you can't tell them anything about. And then if you look on the other side of the coin, there are hundreds of people who feel completely the opposite of that. So that's all I'm saying, and I'll leave it at that. Now, a game that I'm playing right now that I'm currently enjoying, man, and I'm taking my time with is Control. I talked about Control before in the past. It was a game I definitely wanted to fucking play. It was very intriguing, and rightfully so. I understand why a lot of people were talking about this game. And this is a fucking beautiful game. It's an awesome game. And what's cool about this game, man, is the fucking lore and the intrigue. And that's something I'm really, really into when it comes to video games. I'm a sucker for lore in video games, man. The mystery, all of these things. Now, I'm almost halfway through the game right now. So I'll definitely readdress this title when I finish it. But the only gripe that I have on this game, like right now, if I had to give it a 1, from a 0 or out of 10, what would I give it? I'm gonna give this fucking game right now a 9 out of 10, and it looks like it's going to be a solid 9 out of 10. The only thing that's stopping it right now from being a fucking 10, in my opinion, is the fucking how can I put this? The production. I can't say the production as far as the character design and the level design. All that's all fucking beautiful, but what's pissing me off about this game, the one thing that I heard people always talk about, but I had to basically find out for myself, was the fucking frame rate drops. Okay, when you get to like certain parts of the game and you're doing all that shit is the shit that is bothering me. You know what I'm saying? And I can't. I really, this is one thing. The first thing that popped in my mind when it happened a few times is the fact that I wonder what this would look like or how this would play on the PlayStation 5. This is definitely a game I will be replaying on the PlayStation 5 once I get that, and hopefully, that remedies some of this stuff, man. Because what I think happened with this game is they got really ambitious with a lot of things they were trying to do, and it didn't pan out completely with the PlayStation 4. You know what I mean? Because even if you pause the game and then when you come back to it, it's kind of like a glitchy kind of trend. It kind of just, it segues in a kind of glitchy way. If that makes any sense. I don't know if it does. The game crashed on me once so far. Some people said it never has. Some people said it has 2 or 3 times, but not necessarily just terrible. But it's definitely, and these are with patches. Like, I think I downloaded all the patches. I want to say I did. Usually when you insert the game, they make you download the newest update or whatever for that. And that's all there. But like I said, man, you get a lot of things going on screen. The frame rates are going to drop. And other than that, I fucking love the game. It's a great game. It's a thrill to play. It's fun. And it's very addicting. Especially when you're just trying to find out, more things about the individuals you come across the game. And like I said, the lore. So having a great time with this fucking game, guys. I'll definitely give you a update when I finish it. Anyway, moving on to the next subject, guys. Let's talk about these fucking live action fucking things that are taking place out here in these anime streets. Okay. For some reason, people think that every anime needs to now be a fucking live action show or movie. And the next one on the list, guys, is One Punch Man. Yes, One Punch Man, which started as a fucking manga. And now we're looking at, the anime, which is was fucking breathtaking, season 1 and season 2. Couldn't believe that they could come up with so much shit over a guy who can fucking pretty much beat anybody with one punch, but they made that shit work. And now we have a video game, and also we have a fucking live action movie in the fucking works. Okay. Now, apparently Sony Pictures is going to be handling this. They seem to have their hands in a lot of things, man. It's supposed to be worked on by a guy by the name of Scott Rosenberg and Jeff Pinkster, or Pinkner. I think that's how you pronounce the name. Now, these guys have worked on Jumanji, The Next Level, and Venom. So these are the 2 movies that these guys have worked on previously. Like I said, man, I don't know how this is going to play out. But these things typically never end well for, for these movies, man. I think it's tainting. I really do. I really think it's tainting the anime and the manga, in my opinion, man, because I don't think that these live action movies need to be done. I think they need to be left alone. And if you're going to do a movie, just do a One Punch Man movie. You know what I mean? Do an animated movie, not live action, man. Just, could it work? Could they make it work? I'm sure they could. I'm definitely sure they could. But if you ask me, man, it's more risk than reward. And that's just my humble opinion, man. That's just how I feel about it. I just don't know. Typically, this thing could be a dumpster fire waiting to happen. We don't know. But like I said, there have been movies that have came out and that I actually liked, like Ghost in the Shell, which, Scarlett Johansson played. I really liked that movie, even though a lot of people gave her a lot of shit because she was, they didn't use a Japanese female in as the role. But I really liked that movie. Also, Alita Battle Angel, that movie was fucking awesome. I hope we get a second part to that. I don't know how well it did, but they were claiming that they would make another one if the sales went well enough. And I really hope we get the green light on that. I would love to see the second part of that because they left it kind of open-ended, but that movie was awesome. When you do certain things like that, you can make shit work. That has yet to be seen with One Punch Man, but only time will tell and we will see. You know what I mean? Some will hit and some will miss. Could this be one to hit? I don't know, but at least you guys know it's in development. So I'll definitely keep you guys posted anytime and anything else comes up, I'll be talking about it. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed, man, because I really think One Punch Man anime is fucking awesome, guys. If you haven't seen them, check it out. Hulu has, I think, I want to say both seasons, season 1 and season 2. Check those motherfuckers out. All right, let's move on. Some more news. Anybody heard of a movie called Promare or Promare? However you pronounce it, potato. It was a movie that a lot of people were talking about in anime circles. Okay, it's definitely anime. It's beautiful. The production is crazy, colorful, bright neon colors. I have yet to see this, but I've seen trailers and the trailers look awesome. And it went to theaters, select theaters, only for a limited time. That's why I didn't get a chance to see it. Didn't have time to go see it, but it's coming out very, very soon now to DVD and Blu-ray. Yes, May 19th, guys, you will be able to watch these, own these, and yeah, man, put it to the collection, guys. On the strength of, what I've seen, I think this is a piece that should be added to the collection, and I definitely want to test it and watch it. I don't know if I'm gonna get the DVD or the Blu-ray. To me, it doesn't matter when it concerns anime, DVD versus Blu-ray, because it's really not much of a upscale, figuratively speaking. And plus, DVD's cheaper in the long run anyway. So I don't know which one I'll buy, but they do have a hard book, metal book case or whatever one that just looks awesome. It's like $35. I don't know. It's kind of tantalizing, just a taste, but I don't know, man. Definitely going to see it though. Definitely going to add it to the small anime collection that I'm trying to start. And yeah, man. But if you guys were wondering about that, it is coming out May 19th for purchase, so you can get it anywhere by then. Let's talk about some Xbox. Yes, Xbox. They had a event May 7th, and they were basically showing us some of the games, a little bit of gameplay for some titles that are coming to the next gen console. Now, a lot of people were salty about one game in particular, and that game is Assassin's Creed Valhalla, because everybody thought that we were going to get gameplay for that. Okay. That shit did not materialize. We did not get gameplay for that. We got the same trailer basically that we already seen prior to this event happening. Yeah, that's it. Apparently these guys apologized about it. They knew they fucked up because they were basically talking a lot of shit, telling everybody, you know, get ready for this gameplay, hyping everybody up. And then when the event came, it didn't happen. And yeah, man, they fucked up. They literally fucked up. So they apologized, rightfully so. And you know, like I said, man, in this day and age, you cannot play lollipop games. You cannot even attempt to bring out any butter. I don't give a fuck how small the stick of butter is, how small the tub, how big the tub. You cannot play because they will call your ass out. Okay. Just like they called Naughty Dog out for all of the shit that they did, as far as going after YouTubers just for breathing, about, you know, The Last of Us 2. I mean, they fucked over a lot of people, man. So much so that they got, I think, over 100,000 dislikes on their fucking page, man. It's crazy. I think compared to like 32,000, I want to say. Yeah, man, that's a bad ratio right there. They pissed a lot of people off, man. They really did, going after people's rights like that. YouTube is definitely a flawed system, man. It's definitely something that needs to be addressed moving forward, especially for all the content creators. I create content, and there's a lot of people out there who do it. So I, you know, definitely have sympathy and definitely feel for those people who have, you know, been fucked with. I don't give a fuck who it is. I love Sony, you know, but, you know, I'm also going to call you out on your bullshit, on the fuckery as well. If you're fucking people over, you know, you're still going to get called out. You know, a spade is a spade. So it's just a lot of shit going on, man. And Xbox, you know, there were a couple of games on the radar that I definitely liked. I definitely wanted to check out. Dirt 5 was one. If you're familiar with the Dirt series, that was one I'm not interested in, but they showed a little bit of that. But the two games that really caught my attention was a game by the name of Scorn, okay, and another game by the name of Scarlet Nexus. Now, Scorn, the fucking, you know, trailer for that looked fucking sick. It looked so raw. We didn't get any gameplay, but it basically reminded me of Prometheus. If you know about the movie Prometheus, it's basically set in, you know, a world, the Alien franchise. It's in that universe. It looks like it's straight out of, you know, Prometheus, man. I mean, some of the shots that you see, it just looks like a first person alien, you know, horror game. You know what I mean? A horror game with some sort of alien backdrop to it. It looks very interesting. I'm wondering what it's going to be about when we get more information. Like I said, it's next gen, so who knows when we're going to get more or even gameplay for that. You know what I mean? So, but it's very interesting. It definitely caught my attention. It caught my eye. And you should definitely check that one out if you have not seen it. The next one is right up my fucking alley, and it's called Scarlet Nexus, man. And it's basically by Bandai Namco, and it is going to be a action kind of RPG thing, I think. I guess you can compare it to that. It's just an anime game. The characters are so anime. The graphics are like just bright, you know, saturated colors, you know, anime style. And it just looks awesome. Now, apparently there's some kind of confusion out there on the internet with this game, because people are wondering if all these games that they showed were going to be Xbox exclusives. Now, when I went to the website of this Scarlet Nexus game, because this is one I really wanted to play, it just said Xbox One. But then I went to Twitter and they were saying, no, it's coming out for everything. And then I thought about it and I was like, wait, we're talking about Bandai Namco here. If we're talking about Bandai Namco, it is definitely coming to PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 and probably PlayStation 4. And I only say that because this is Bandai Namco, number one. Number two, I think the way that Microsoft is doing this, they're doing it the smart way. They're doing it the way I would do it if I were them. You want to basically exclude all competition, even on the fucking website. So when you go to the website, I'm thinking the reason why you don't say PlayStation 4 there is because they haven't done a lot of their press yet. And once that shit comes out, you'll probably go to a refreshed version of that website and you will see PlayStation 4. The main thing I'm waiting on right now is something from Sony that's going to show some of their things. I mean, we got one game right now that's coming on launch, but I want to see more. I want to see what's going on with these guys because they got shit up their sleeve, guys. They're working on some shit. And everybody's still wondering about the prices of the consoles. I'm going to just call it and say, be ready to spend at least $500. I'm thinking that's going to be, the point. They're playing a game of cat and mouse right now, Microsoft and Sony. Who's going to, reveal their shit first? Who's going to reveal the price point first and all that? Sony hasn't even revealed how the fucking system is going to look cosmetically. All we got is the fucking controller right now. We don't know what the system's going to look like. We've known about Xbox's, cosmetics for quite some time now. And yeah, Sony is definitely playing with our emotions, but I think it's going to be sweet once we do get the information. And like I told you guys before, it's an automatic buy for me. I'm a Sony guy through and through. The relationships are stellar and, second to none. And that's just what it is, guys. And it's not going to stop now. It is not going to stop now, guys. Sony has their hands on a lot of shit. Okay. Is there fuckery in the building right now? We're talking about Last of Us 2. You damn right it is. But that's not their only fucking IP, guys. They got plenty more to come. Please believe me, guys. So that's why I'm in the bed with them. And I already put my money on the table and walked the fucking way. All right. Anyway, let's get on EA. EA. Why am I not surprised by EA? If you're not familiar with Microsoft and how they practice some of their things moving into the future, which I definitely think is a, good thing. And I think Sony should definitely take notes on this, which they're not, but they should. Xbox has something basically called smart delivery. If you don't know what smart delivery is basically where you have, say, an Xbox One, and say you buy a game on Xbox One. Okay. Now, say, months down the line, you finally decide, you know what? I'm going to get the Xbox Series X. So you buy one. Now, if the game comes out on the Xbox Series X, you get it free if you already paid for it on the Xbox One. That is the definition of smart delivery. So they're going to reward you for buying the game, and it basically transfers over to the next gen system. That's how they fucking are doing it. And I think it also plays into, just in general, just PC games and all that as well. Don't quote me on that though, but I know the basics, and that's what most people think about when they think smart delivery. Which is awesome. They're doing some great things. Like I said, Xbox Game Pass is dope as fuck as well. I mean, they definitely have some dope shit going on. Please don't get it twisted. Is it worth owning one now? I think it is, just because of the Game Pass. And, the Xbox is not very expensive now. So you're basically winning, man. You pay like $15 a month and you get unlimited game. You get all these fucking games, and they always have new ones coming out or whatever. And if it's licensed by Microsoft, day one, you get that shit day one. Like, that's how I played. What's the game me and my son just fucking beat? Streets of Rage 4. That's how I got it. I didn't pay a fucking penny for it. It's $25 anywhere else, and guess what? It was free with the Game Pass. So as soon as it came out, we played it and ran right through it. Yeah. Those are the perks. Anyway, EA has basically stated that they will not support the Xbox smart delivery. They have their own version of the smart delivery, if you will. And it goes a little something like this. Okay. Basically, if you want to, I guess, get that same access from one system to the next system, you'd have to purchase the game by December 31st, 2020. And you only have till March 31st, 2021. And after that, guess what? It's not going to be eligible to do that. So they're putting a time frame on this. Basically, they're forcing you to get you know, buy the next system in a timely manner, because if you don't, then you're just gonna have to buy the game all over again. And it doesn't surprise me from EA in that EA is doing this. EA has always been like this. EA has always had tubs of butter, you know, in the office, anywhere EA is posted. Okay, they've been hitting people over the head, pulling down their garments, putting butter in the microwave, liquefying it, sticking their tips in, and basically raping consumers for years now. Their monetization practices are second to none. The fuckery is in the building. It's real. And I think their new butter that is going to be hitting stores in a couple of weeks is called EA Fuckery. EA Fuckery Butter. Yeah, I mean, they're constantly working on new butter all the time. Different ways to fuck you, easier ways to evade your person and take full advantage of you. And that's just what they do. Okay. And it doesn't surprise me at all. So when it comes to EA, man, I'm just laying off of EA right now for a while. The last EA game I fucked with was the Star Wars game, and that was because it was a single player game and they had no way to monetize that shit. All right. That's the only way I'm going to play EA game right now anytime soon in the foreseeable future. That's it. Because they're not getting any more of my money. I'm not going to pay a premium price for a title and then commence to paying more money and more money and more money for pieces of shit that's not going to last. And then they're going to do it all over again the following year. You see what I'm saying here? And you're getting the same shit. All right. So that's just, hey, my 2 cents on that. But EA is still and for always will probably keep this butter until something changes. Because like I said before, EA they didn't used to be this way. They didn't. But when the monetization age hit, they just took fucking full advantage of it to a fucking fault. And that's the story of their fucking life right now. Maybe they change one day, but the way this shit is looking, everybody's trying to monetize something now. I mean, it's almost impossible not to. You know what I mean? And it sucks. I really hate that direction of the gaming industry and what I'm seeing in a lot of these companies who are very, very dope companies at one point in time, man. But now everybody is fucking greedy as fuck, man. And I hope the greedy ones, I really, really hope they go down in flames. But let's get off of that train and let's get onto another one. And that train, guys, is going to be some more anime news. And the anime news that I have for you guys is one that it's about a series that I really hold dear to my heart. And that's Inuyasha. Okay. I used to watch the shit out of Inuyasha, man, back in the day. And love the characters, love the show, love the series, man. And I just recently found out that these guys have a fucking sequel on the way. Yes. And this takes place years after, I want to say about 10 years later, okay, in the universe. And it focuses on the children. Yes, the children of Inuyasha and his half-brother Sasamaru. Okay. And basically Sasamaru has twin girls, Toa and Setsuna. That's their names. And Inuyasha had a child. He had a daughter with Kagome. And their daughter's name is Mohara. Now, basically, they're going to be going on these fucking adventures. You know what I mean? They're going to get together. Now, apparently, Sasamaru's daughters, something happened. There was some kind of accident or something. And they didn't even know they were sisters. One of them lost her memory. And basically, they get together and then they get together with their cousin. And they traverse on some missions. Now, there's been rumors out here in these anime streets that apparently Inuyasha might be dead. And I don't know that's just whispers. I didn't get a chance to look into it any. I saw it in my timeline, you know what I mean? But that's the first I've heard of it. So I'm not going to make any assumptions yet. But I'm interested to see how this takes place, what happens with these characters, man. And, I hope they don't fuck this up. I really don't. It could end up being excellent. It could end up being dope, awesome, whatever. Yeah. The one thing I really hate about Inuyasha that they never did was make more merch, have more Inuyasha merch. It's limited merch. You know what I mean? And I wish they definitely, remedy that. That's one thing I hope they start to do maybe later. I just would like to see more shit from them. But anyway, it's an awesome series. If you guys haven't seen Inuyasha, I highly recommend you guys check that one out. They got some dope ass characters on this show, man. It's a great show. Anyway, last but not least, let's talk about my anime watch, man. My anime watch. What I've seen this past week, guys. What I've seen this past week, a couple anime. One I'm just now about to wrap up, and the other one I just started, and I am really liking this series. I'll get to that one in a second. The one I'm currently, the one I'm almost done with is an anime by the name of Tenchi Muyo. I'm sure a lot of you guys heard about this one. I'm sure you guys know about this one. And I just came across this one. The only one that's really, on Hulu or, Netflix, because there's a lot going on with this series. There's Tenchi Universe. There's a lot of shit going on, guys. But the one I'm watching is Tenchi Muyo War on Greminar. That's the one I'm like. It seems like it's in the same vein as an harem anime, which is cool. I'm really enjoying myself with it. You know what I mean? It's basically the story of a character who's, not very smart, but he's very extremely strong, kind of a dunce, if you will, and basically clueless in the same breath. And basically these females are all around him, slowly but surely falling for him as time progresses and things unfold. It's one of those anime, and I don't know, I'm a sucker for those now, especially as of late. I've been watching a lot of those, man, and just really, really liking them. I don't understand it, but hey, that's what makes anime so fucking beautiful. Anyway, that's the one I'm about done with. But another one I just recently started the other night was one that goes by the name of Guilty Crown. This one is fucking sweet. This one is really nice. I'm like 5 episodes in. And literally was just watching the episode before I did this podcast because I couldn't stop watching it. Watched a couple episodes the other night, and then I told myself I was going to watch one before the podcast, and I ended up watching like 3 of them. So yeah, this is also one that came out, I want to say 2011-ish, came out, and there's 22 episodes. I don't know. Some anime have 23, some have 24, some even have 25, and even 26. It just depends on what these guys are doing in production and how all that works and comes together. But hey, do your thing, man. Apparently, this is the only season that is available. I've heard whispers in the streets about this anime that it might be returning very, very soon, 2021, if I'm not mistaken. But as of right now, guys, it is only one season, and I like these. I like these anime that hit you. Anywhere from 12 to 20 some odd episodes, and they wrap the shit up and into a nice pretty bow, and you're good. You know what I mean? Because number one, it makes those easier to collect. You can go out there and get them. You don't have to worry about getting separate volumes and all of that. That's easy on the pocketbooks. Also, you can move on to another when you get done. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of these out here, guys, and I'm noticing that now. And like I said, it was on my list. I just chose it and I started watching it, and I'm really enjoying myself right now. It's just basically about this guy who, this kid, a 17-year-old boy, man, who's, basically is his fate. I guess you could call it his fate, but basically he's linked up with this chick, and basically he can draw energy out of pretty much anybody, and depending on it's basically like a mystery box with each person. You don't know what you're gonna get. He basically draws energy out of their chest area, and whatever comes out is what they're subconsciously represented by. You can go anywhere from, I've seen like anything from like a screwdriver type of thing, tool, to a fucking crazy ass alien looking weapon, to a awesome sword. You know what I mean? So it just depends on who the person is or whatnot. And then when he does it, they have no fucking memory that he's done it. When it's over with, once he gives it back to him, he puts it back in their body or whatever. That's just a light graze over what it's about, but it has a lot to do with what we're going through now, the COVID-19 situation, where, this plague hit and everybody was kind of in disarray, and a lot of people died, but then, they found a cure and they got a lot of it administered, but there's a lot of war, behind the scenes going on around all of this. It's a lot to take in, but it's definitely pretty dope, and I definitely recommend it. Even though I've only seen like 5 episodes right now, but I'm definitely gonna finish this one. I'm definitely probably finish this one before I finish Tenchi Muyo. Honestly, this one's a little bit more. Well, not a little. It's a little bit more intriguing to me. Can't explain why. Everybody has their own flavor and taste. But yes, those are the ones I've been watching, guys. I'll have that wrapped up shortly, probably in the next couple days, and I'll move on to another one. I'm thinking about going leaning towards Gundam. One of those series from Gundam. Thinking about going there, but who knows, guys? I may say that now and then end up somewhere else, man. Who knows? But that's going to do it for the show. I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you're new to the podcast, like I said before, I hope to see you again. I do this every Monday, guys. If you want to talk, if you have any suggestions on a show you may want me to discuss, maybe even on the YouTube channel, whatever, hit me on social media, guys. I can be easily found on Twitter at StudioMguyvR, on Instagram at StudioMguyvR79. Also check out the Facebook page at StudioMguyvR as well. The YouTube channel, guys, Studio MacGyver TV. Yes, content every week. Definitely check that out. Lots of gameplay videos and discussions from yours truly on there about said subjects, all kind of shit, anything surrounding anime, anything surrounding video games and nerd culture. And also, last but not least, check out Beautiful Nerds, man. If you're into merch, t-shirts mainly, hoodies, hats, backpacks, beanies, you can check out Beautiful Nerds. That's www.beautifulnerds.com. Nerds is spelled Nurdz. They update every month. New shit coming. Yeah, man. And that's going to do it. I want to thank all my listeners for listening. Everybody who's been down with me from the fucking jump. I love you guys dearly. All my new listeners, everybody who took that chance and feels like they found another voice out here to go to bed to, work out with, drive to work listening to me. However the fuck you consume me, man. Hey, thank you for consuming me. All right. I love you guys, man. This is Studio MacGyver, and you have been listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. See you next time.